So I know it's been a minute since I've posted a video. Not gonna lie, I kind of lost my fire that I had behind this and everything, but that's gonna change today. So basically, you know how you like watch a movie or you hear a song for like the 15th time and you hear something different or see something different? That's what I felt today as I watched this sermon by Pastor Mike. If you know me personally, you know that I'm like obsessed with Pastor Mike. He's like so awesome. And so he had a sermon today on grace. He's starting a sermon series. I'll put the link in the bio below if you're interested. But he had a sermon about grace, and it was like really hit me. And he told me about this book, not me personally, but he told us in the video about this book, and it's called Jesus Is by Judah Smith. And I'm like halfway done with it. I just bought it today and I'm halfway done with it. but it is so good, and it's also talking about grace, which I guess inspired him to do his sermon on it. And it wasn't even like, I knew what grace was in terms of myself, and I knew that grace, of course, saves us all. But was I living like grace saved us all? No. And so I'm good on like not condemning myself because, I know that I'm a child of God and all that good stuff. And so when I sin, I just repent immediately. But as far as other people, it's like, yeah, I know grace saved them, but I'm still judging them. Like, if you're not doing what I'm doing, then you're a bad person probably. Or if you're doing a sin that I used to do, then you trash because you're still doing it. And so like that's just how I would view stuff. And it's like I would try to tell myself, that's not a right way to think, or try to say it out loud like, oh, I'm not judging you, I promise I'm not judging you. But I really was. Like, internally I was judging people. And so anyway, this is like a smack in the face for me. And it also was like a revelation as well, because when you think about Jesus and how he lived in the Gospels, and it's like, oh yeah, Jesus hung with all the sinners. Like, he hung with the prostitutes, the tax collectors, drug dealers, all that stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, I want to live like that. That's cool. That's cool. Like, not even I don't want to live like that, but it's cool that he did that, because like, duh, he saved everybody. But it's also like, okay, you say you want to live like Christ, that will require you to do that too, and it's just like, I'm not with that. I'm cool. I'll be cool with a reformed prostitute. I'll be cool with a reformed drug dealer, but to hang out with a current one that's in the working, like, no, why would I do that? That doesn't make me feel comfortable. I don't want to be associated with those people, because then I look like one of them and people are going to judge me or whatever. And it's like, that's a terrible way to live. That's a terrible way to think, because you're not living like grace is saving everybody. Like, it's okay for you to mess up. Your sin's not that big of a deal. But other people's sins, that's a big deal. And so they gonna go to hell for that. But you got grace. You gonna repent and you straight. And it's just like that makes no sense. If grace saved everybody, how is it that you're good and they're not, but you know that they are? So anyway, that was like a smack in the face for me. And I love to volunteer, and I like to volunteer usually with the homeless. And so I'll go out with them, like go take stuff to them or whatever, and kick it with them for a second, talk to them for a little minute. But am I really trying to get to know them like that? Am I really trying to show love to them, build bonds? Not really. And so it's kind of just like, I think like God probably see it like, oh yeah, good job, but he's not like hype about it. Like, it's not a big deal, because it's not me showing the love that he would want me to show, the love that I should show, because I understand better than anybody else the fact that, one, we're all sinners, and the fact that, two, his grace saved us all, so we're all equal. And so it's kind of, I guess it's kind of just like a smack in the face to Jesus, because it's like, you know better, and you still living like you don't know. And that's worse off than somebody just not knowing at all and living like their life normally. So anyway, this revelation and this smack in the face or whatever, it's all a hard pill to swallow. And it's a hard pill to swallow, not because, oh, I'm a bad person, because I know that I'm a sinner, but it's just a hard pill to swallow, because it's like, dang, you don't want to think like that, but your flesh literally makes you like think like that. Like, that's just normal. You're supposed to compare yourself to everybody else. That's how you know if you're good or not. Like, that's how you know if you're doing well, by comparing yourself to everybody. And so, so it's hard pill to swallow, but I really want to make an active effort against this way of life. And again, this is not me trying to earn my way through works or anything like that. Like I said, grace saved me. There's nothing I could possibly do to get myself to heaven. Like, I got the cheat code. I already won the game. Like, all I have to do is live life now. Like, live it how he would want me to live. And so I just want to make an active effort now. And so what I'm going to do is, it's kind of cheesy, but it's going to be a practical thing for me. And it's going to, I think, really force me to step out my comfort zone and be who I really need to be. And so first, I want to make sure that I'm glorifying God every day, whether it's through what I watch or what I read or what I listen to, or shoot, what I say. Like, I have to make sure that I'm glorifying God. And again, this is not to fulfill a good deed or anything like that. It's just like, this is the life that I've chosen to live, and by me considering myself a Christian and me being obedient to him, everything I should do, or everything I am doing, should glorify him. So that's just like an automatic, you know. So glorify God. Second, I want to build bonds, like build genuine bonds with people every day, whether it's with somebody that I've been friends with for like 10 years or somebody that I just met at the store. Build bonds and not know like, oh, hey, how you doing, mess, because that's not even genuine. Like, when I ask you how you doing, if I'm not literally sitting down at the table talking to you, I don't care. Like, I know I don't care, and the person that just asked me how I'm doing, they don't care either. And so I hate that. Side note, I hate that so much. And I'm gonna stop saying, hey, how you doing? I'm gonna just say, hey, because I know that it is so pointless, and I hate empty conversation. Like, I really like meaningful conversation. So anyway, it's gonna be, I'm trying to like really build bonds with people. And so glorify God in what I do, say, read, whatever, watch. Build bonds. And lastly, so it's only 3 things, so you should remember them. 3 things. So the third thing is to live and love. And that's lame, sounds lame, I know. But so many of us are not out here living. Including myself. Plenty of days I've gone by and I know that I was not living that day. And by living, I mean not doing the monotonous tasks of your everyday life that you always do. Wake up, you eat a bagel, you go to work, and you go home and go to sleep. Like, that's not living. And you don't have to do something spontaneous like freaking, I don't know, ride a motorcycle or, I don't know, every day. But if you just do something a little different than what you did the day before, like whether it's eat a different cream on your bagel or take a different way home from work, or I don't know, freaking watch a different TV show, something to where it's like you're actually living life, like you're doing something. You're making worth of what you're doing every day. It's not just a task. Going through life is not a task. It should be something that you enjoy, and that you learn something new today, you experience something different. It just should be living. Like, that's just what it should be. And then lastly, loving people. That's so like, oh duh, yeah, I love people, but no, you don't. Like, it's so easy to judge people. It's so easy to condemn people, shame people, do all of these negative things. It's so easy to do it. You don't even think twice about it. But to love somebody, to think, hey, let me give this person a compliment, or this person is missing $1 or whatever from whatever they trying to buy from the store, and I got $1. Here go $1. You know, like, to like literally love people requires more effort, and it requires you to not feel as though, oh, if I show love to this person, then I'm gonna lose out on something, or I'm not gonna. Who's gonna love me if I show love to them? Who's gonna give me a compliment if I compliment them? That's not like how we out here living. Like, if you understand Jesus' love for you and you feel that love, it's honestly like you're living in that overflow to give to people. It's nothing for you to give, because you know that you got plenty and you know you're gonna get plenty more. You know the source, you know where to get it, you know. So loving people is the last thing. So anyway, if you're interested in partaking in this practical way of living life, I would love to hear about it, for real. So let me know, anybody that's going to do it. And I'm going to try to post about it as well so that people can hold me accountable. And I'm going to be lame and I'm going to write it out, my little tasks every day, if I did it or not, or, you know, just the experience that I received or whatever. I'm going to write it out so that I can keep encouraging myself to do it and hoping that that transforms me in another way to be more like Christ. So anyway, if you do it, again, let me know. And it was cool seeing y'all again. All right.